Welcome to Swami Yoga Club. This is our little online family where we come together to celebrate the science of harmony and happiness, the science of yoga. Today, we are here to celebrate Vibha and her work in gratitude. Vibha, those of you who don't know Vibha, Vibha is a just true blessing to humanity. Um, she is embodiment of Dharma. Uh, she shared with me that she always was driven with this desire to go out and serve and help those who need it. And that has been the driving force of her life. She thought that she will go and do that through social sector. So she went to all the big names, including United Nations, and worked with them. And soon she realized that these big, high, mighty names and agencies are not keeping up with her intention to, bring the transformation at the level she would like to. So at some point, she became an independent transformer, and she goes around the world sharing the joy of gratitude and happiness. And so let's welcome Vibha, and I will let Vibha tell you more about her and her work, and then she can also start the journey. So to welcome and honor our guest, as the yogi tradition is, we start with a gift. And what is the best gift in yoga we give? It's the gift of silence, gift of consciousness, gift of attention. So I'm going to lead us into 1 minute of exercise of just bringing us to this present moment so we can give our all to Vibha, and then Vibha will take us into a journey. So let's go ahead and close our eyes. And just take a moment to gather yourself, to bring your attention to this present moment. And just allow your body and your mind to rest in the awareness of this present moment. Just breathing in and breathing out. Enjoying this present moment, resting in the awareness of the present moment. So welcome to this present moment. And today our journey is about gratitude. At the heart of gratitude is compassion and love. We exist because we are loved. The human child is very fragile, needs lots of love for many, many years, lots of support to grow up and to be able to survive in this world. So we have been loved, we have been blessed, and gratitude is to be able to reconnect with that energy, to recognize that love, and build even a more happier life and existence for us and others. So let's connect our heart. Let's open our hearts to our friend, our guide, Vibha. Let's open our hearts and shower her with love as we welcome her into our family. Take a deep breath in. With exhale, let's just all send so much love to Vibha that completely immerses her. And now with open hearts, you can open your eyes and let's welcome Vibha. Vibha ji, welcome. Please lead us.
Thank you so much, Swamiji, for this inclusion and this activity of silence. This has really made me feel all the more anchored. And the love that I'm receiving from the participants who have shown up is giving me a sense of expansiveness. I'm really grateful to you, Jason, and other team members at the yoga studio for hosting this session. And to all the participants who have joined from different parts of the world. I know some friends from India and the US have already joined, so welcome on board. Really grateful for your time. And let me tell you, this is not a training, this is not a workshop, this is a joy shop. So together we are going to have some fun and joy. And I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm just sharing from my personal experience, and we'll have laugh. And also let me say that Swamiji is celebrating his birthday today. So this is my gift to you. This Joyshop is my gift to you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So we'll take a moment, and I'm using these bells. Some of you are familiar with these bells. Those who have attended my session in India, just follow the sound of the bells for a moment. Okay, so as I begin today's session, my humble request to all of you is that please, now that you are in this space of silence and sound of the bells and the beautiful meditation that Swami took us through, I request you to please keep your mobile phones away so that you're not interrupted by chat messages and other calls. And so that you are included and enjoy the space that we have created here for you, for each one of you. I also request, if you want to grab a piece of paper and a pen, please keep that by your side because you may want to jot down a few things. And as we step into this session, I invite you to imagine that we all are sitting in a circle. I think right now there are 14 of us. So imagine that it's a big circle crossing the seas, the oceans, the mountains, the landmass, and it's making a big circle of us, 14 or 15 of us right now, sitting in a circle. So welcome to our collective circle. And now I invite you to please look at your hands, your palms. So please open your palms in front of you and spend about 10 seconds looking at your palms. Look at the shape, color, size, anything that you can notice in your palms. Please do this reflection. Now I'm giving you a reference point, and the reference point is that when you look at your palms and when you think of the word gratitude, what feelings or thought come to your mind? So again, take a few seconds and you can write down your thoughts and feelings in the chat box so that I'll also be able to read them. Any thought or feeling that comes to your mind when you think of the word gratitude and when you again look at your palms. So thank you for the sharing of your reflection. I can see the words universe, learning, love, open, blessings from God, and receiving, love, abundance, blissfulness coming as part of the reflection. So we'll keep this reflection in mind, and I have made a note of this reflection. Maybe at some point during the session, I will address these, God's grace. Wow, this is beautiful, amazing. So now we move to the next step. And the next step is that I invite you to think of your hopes and fears from this session. When you got the invitation and when you registered for this session, whatever you read about it on the Yoga Studio website that gave the description of this session. And today you entered this space, virtual circle that we have created for ourselves about 5 minutes back. So what are some of your hopes and fears from this session? And for this, I would like to invite a couple of people who can voice their hopes and fears. And Jason, I will need your help in unmuting them, those who write on the chat that they want to share their hopes and fears from this session. Take a moment, think of your hopes and fears from this session. We are humans. It is very normal to have hopes and fears both. So any hope or any fear that you have from the next 1.5 hours that we are going to spend together here in this virtual circle, please feel free to say those hopes and fears, or you could type them also.
Guess I'll just share that for me, I would like if there was a hope, it would be to be even more open-hearted and even more be being able to express gratitude more openly and more easily. Have it come as an effortless expression of who I am. And yeah, if that was one thing that I'd hope from this workshop, that would be it. So that's my sharing. If anyone, I'm reading in the chat. If anyone would like to share, just let us know, and then we'll unmute you manually, and then you can also speak.
Yeah, I will share my my hope. So I feel very blessed in this life. So much love and just blessings from my masters and God in every moment. And my hope is that because I travel around the world and I see many people are struggling to get to that place, to open their heart and be able to experience the same level of joy that I have been blessed with. And my hope is, as what my life's work is to be able to see more hearts around the world being able to experience that just pure bliss of the divine and pure abundance and a fearless and joyful life. So joy, love, the highest form of vibration for everyone. That's my hope, and that's why I'm so excited to be here, because I know that gratitude can do that.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, so as the facilitator of this session, I really appreciate that you people have spoken your hopes and fears or written your hopes and fears here. I will try to address that what all hopes will be met, what fears will go, and it's quite possible that some new fears might be added. So let's see what is going to happen within the framework of the hopes and fears that some of you have shared. So I will take up the hopes first. So connect with myself, yes, that is going to happen for sure. In fact, that is when I started my gratitude practice about 5 years back, it happened to me. And that is why I'm so passionate and convinced with this simple yet powerful practice in our day-to-day life. So that is going to happen. Be more open-hearted. I think Jason talked about that. That is going to happen for sure. Looking forward to joy. as the name suggests, this is a joy of gratitude, Joyshop, not even a workshop, not a training session, not a Gyan session. So there will be joy that will happen. And one of the reasons I do this session is that I get lots of joy. So joy is contagious. That is going to happen for sure. Shift towards positivity. Yes, for sure. See, gratitude is a very simple way to shift our focus from what is not happening well to what is happening well, which is positive. And I'll talk about that and I'll take you through those steps. I think Swamiji said, more heart experience, love and joy. So, and I'm really grateful to you that you have opened up this online platform so that sitting here in New Delhi, I can offer this to many more people. And if we keep doing this, definitely through this medium, I know you are already offering such things to the world, to the people around. And if we add this, we can further expand this kind of work around the globe. So whatever hopes were shared here, all will be met. And we'll take a stock once we close this session today here. About the fears, somebody said no fears. One person wrote fear of being ostracized. As far as this session is concerned, this is a highly inclusive session. And as the facilitator, I ensure that no such things happen and everybody is included. There is enough space, there is enough room, virtually, emotionally, and energy-wise in this circle to welcome and include everyone. So please drop that fear, whosoever wrote it. I could not forgot the name. Intense question. Somebody said that because you read that I am a life coach also. Let me tell you, there will be questions as part of this session, but not intense. What I'm going to share as part of this session is something very, very basic about life. It's not about rocket science. It is not about any high level intellectual stuff. It's very, very basic day-to-day part of everybody's life, whether somebody's in these States or somebody's in India or Afghanistan or Myanmar or wherever. So please drop this fear because there will not be any intense question. Having said that, if you find any of my questions intense, I'm giving freedom to my audience to choose to respond or not to respond. So the choice rests with you. You are free not to respond. And I'm not going to pinpoint at any one particular person to solicit answers. So please sit comfortably, relax, and enjoy the session. So thank you for this sharing of hopes and fears. Now we move to the next one. And for that, so throughout this session, I will be showing some slides also so that you are able to read some of the points or questions or things which are written or which I am going to talk also. Okay, so let me share. All right. So is it visible? Is it a slide visible? Can everybody see a slide here?
Yes, Vibhaji,
Yes.
I can see them.
Yes. Okay. So I want all of you to please reflect what is visible on this slide here. And when you relate this with your own life, on a typical day or in your life in general, where would you queue up? You have the choice to respond or not to respond. If you feel like responding, you can write in the chat box. Otherwise, this is for your reflection. And make a note. Normally, where would you queue up? If you see two counters, one of complaint, the other of gratitude, where would you queue up? We can see where most of the people are queuing up in this image. But in your life, where would you queue up? Where do you queue up normally? So now I'm moving to another slide, which is a kind of disclaimer. I wanted to clarify this upfront before I take you through this process of gratitude and feeling gratitude. See, gratitude is not a practice of being in denial of negative things or being in denial of what is not happening well in life. It is a practice where you focus on what is happening well and what is positive. So when I talk of gratitude and when I share this practice with people around the globe and in India also, I'm not saying that you just forget if something is wrong in your life. You just deny. It is not about that. If something is wrong, something is not happening well, you have to pay attention and you have to attend to that particular thing or situation or circumstances. As far as gratitude practice is concerned, it is about focusing on what is happening well. So with this disclaimer, I will take you through so that we build a basic shared understanding of gratitude. And then we will go to some activities for experiencing gratitude. So do you see a slide which has two faces on it? Okay, yes, Swamiji is nodding, so I'm showing the correct slide. All right. What kind of expression do you see on the right side of the face?
So what we have here is we have people saying that, unhappy, sadness, unhappy, sad. That's we have for people who are seeing the right side.
Yeah. And what about the expression on the left-hand side?
We see a smiley face and a puppy eye face, right?
Actually, that is the kind of face I saw Swamiji when we started the call at around 8 o'clock today. You were so joyfully talking about your birthday celebration plans like a child. Okay. Any response to that, Jason, from other people?
We see joy.
Yeah.
I see happiness.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's understand what is the difference between these two. So the grateful people have a lens of abundance, whereas ungrateful people have a lens of scarcity. The major difference between these two. Grateful people look at what life is offering, whereas ungrateful people look at what life is denying. Grateful people take life as a gift, and ungrateful people take life as a burden. Oh, this is very heavy. This is weighing on my shoulder. I am dragging my life. So that kind of feeling or expression they have most of the time. And grateful people have a sense of acknowledgement, whereas ungrateful people have a sense of entitlement. Most of the time, that is how we used to behave with our parents. Oh, I am your son or I am your daughter. You might as well do this for me. I'm entitled to this. What is the big deal if you have given me a scooty or if you have given me a laptop? I am entitled to this. So that is the kind of attitude ungrateful people have vis-a-vis grateful people. Now, I would like to spend a couple of minutes understanding what stops us from being grateful. And when I say being grateful, I'm talking of both. First of all, feeling gratitude within our own selves. And then second is expressing also. So can anybody tell me from the audience, what if you look at your own self or if you look at people around you, what do you think are the main barriers or what stops us from being grateful? So Jason, do you see any responses in the chat?
I just wrote the stories we tell ourselves.
Okay.
But nothing beyond that yet. But I'm sure people are typing in what stops us being grateful now. Bhavana said judgments.
All right. Okay. So I will share what.
Also, I will say one of the things I see around that gets in the way is just conditioning. Whether that conditioning is coming from family or society or institutions, just being conditioned to be looking from a scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. So.
Okay, great. Thank you for these. I will share what I have written about barriers, and a couple of things that you people said are also included in that. One is general negative attitude, which is also part of conditioning what Swami just said. The way we are brought up for certain things, we have this scarcity mindset and we always look at things with a negative approach. Taking for granted, I talked about this in the previous slide also when I talked of this sense of entitlement. Then comparing ourselves to other people all the time, and especially to those who have got more than what we have. Harboring grudges. Yeah, so this one is, I call this business of being busy, business of busyness. No, the kind of life many of us lead, we are always doing things. No, we are busy. We are in the business of being busy. And as a result of that, we tend to forget. So, I mean, my attitude is not bad. I have all the good intentions of feeling grateful or being grateful or expressing my gratitude, but I forget because I'm in the business of being busy. And then this one is especially in case of expressing hesitation or shyness. So sometimes we hesitate. Also, this is culturally relevant to some cultures where people hesitate in terms of their expression of appreciation or gratitude. There's a big one, which I have not listed on this. I'm just waiting if anybody from the audience can say that. Anybody would like to guess? A big one. I think I will show the slide. Can you all read what is written here on the slide? This is a big one, which comes as a barrier in terms of feeling gratitude and expressing gratitude. I would like to spend a few seconds understanding ego, because as per my understanding, ego per se is not a bad thing, but unhealthy ego is something which is bad. So what is that? Let's understand this. What do you see on the image on the left side of your screen?
Nivedita said man on top.
Yeah.
And then I see also like a pyramid structure, like a hierarchy, like something above and below on the left. And on the right, I see a ecosystem in integrative process where there's no greater or lesser. Yeah,
exactly. Everybody is part of the collective, and we all are interconnected ecosystem. Okay, so let's understand this. What is unhealthy ego? I alone am, which was the image on the left-hand side. I am the best, and I am the only doer. Now, if somebody is having this sense, it means the ego is unhealthy. And healthy ego is honoring the self without dishonoring others. Like, yes, if you have achieved something, if you are a self-made person, please honor yourself, acknowledge what you have achieved, appreciate yourself without dishonoring others. Because there are so many factors. I'm not only talking of people right now when I'm talking of this. There are so many factors that come together that make things possible for us. So we must be mindful, we must be aware of those factors. And when I say acknowledging others, healthy ego acknowledges the role others have played in your life. And these others could be family, friends, strangers, universe, God, nature, everything and anything under the sky which has contributed. Like, for example, if I am doing this session today, right now, India time, about 10 p.m., sitting here in this virtual circle with 15 of you, just Swamiji, Jason, the team at Naked Moment Yoga Studio, my good internet connection, my laptop, my healthy body that I can keep up so late, and you all as participants from different locations around the globe. So many forces have come together, they are living together, they are meshing together to make this moment possible for all of us. And I'm grateful to all of these. So you all are part of this ecosystem, the collective circle, the imagery collective circle that we have created here for our session today. And that is how it happens. Okay, so now for next about 30 to 40 minutes. So what do you see on the image here? Anybody would like to say? The little girl, who is she?
She is Vibha.
Oh, Swamiji, you have given me a different job profile now.
Just looks so beautiful, cute, innocent, full of curiosity. Just, I wish it could be me. It's a girl, but, I'm tempted to say it's me.
The bird is, of course, me. This is what you were telling me when we had this conversation this evening. No, I said that I live life like a fakir and I don't know where I will eat my next meal tomorrow. You said you live like a bird. So the bird is me, but the girl is actually each one of you, all the participants. Okay, so you all, would you like to spend about next 30 minutes being a detective in your own life to find things and people and objects for which you can be grateful for? Wow, this looks like people are interested, and I'm glad that people from India also, they are up for it. So this is going to be fun. All right, so I'll take you through various domains or categories uh, of your life, which are in my life also, which are in the life of Jason, Bhavana, Swamiji, Andrew, everybody's life. These are very simple things. Okay, so one by one, I will walk you through. So we'll begin with self. Honoring myself. Okay, and for this, I invite you to look at yourself with appreciative eyes. So take a moment and imagine that you are wearing glasses of appreciation and looking at your own self, maybe standing in front of a mirror. You're looking at your own self with appreciative eyes. And as you do that, think of one talent or skill or strength or value or quality in you for which you feel proud or you feel good about. Because we are in a session, so I know all of you have many talents and many skills and many strengths, but for the sake of activity, I am inviting you to please zero down on one and choose only one for which you feel good about. Okay, now that you have chosen this, I invite you to quickly grab a piece of paper and pen and write a love letter to yourself. I'm sure you have written love letters to others. You have received love letters from others. But this is your time to write a love letter to yourself. Make it as personal as possible. And there is no limit of words from my side like Twitter. I'm not saying it has to be 30 words only. You can write 500 words or you can write 5 words. Of course, I will ring the bells when the time is up because I have to move on and do some other stuff also as part of this session. So please choose that particular thing, a talent or a skill or a strength or a value in yourself for which you feel good about, and honor yourself. To honor yourself, write a love letter about it quickly.
And Vibha, how long you want us to take to do this? Like, how many minutes are you giving us to do this?
About a couple of minutes.
Couple of minutes. Okay. So a short, nice little write-up. I like that. A love note.
I can see some people are writing PhD thesis. That's okay. You can complete it as part of the evening day as the day unfolds. So I invite one or two volunteers who would like to share their love letter, who are courageous enough. And I know in this group there are people who have no fear. So I'm hoping people will come forward and share their love letter if they are comfortable share. At least one volunteer. So if you mention it in the chat box, Jason will unmute you and you can read aloud your love letter.
Yeah, there you go. I'll go ahead and share. I'm any chance I get to appreciate myself and just bathe in that joy, I'll take up, no matter what, where, and when. So I wrote, I love Swami B so much. I literally do. I call myself Swami B for short. I think there's so many things to love about Swami Brahmananda. One of the best thing I love about him is, this gift of undying commitment that, his life is blessed to serve the God, and his ability to, see God in all things and all beings, and just a genuine, happy desire to serve it. So that makes life so much fun. So being Swamiji is fun then, because then I'm genuinely excited to cook food for myself because I can serve God and me. I'm genuinely excited to cook food for my friends. Jason, knows that I go on these epic journeys to make awesome food. And I just love the gift. And of course, it's not my doing. I couldn't have gotten this without God's grace and masters, but I have it and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's my love letter to myself.
That's lovely, Swamiji. I love the way you can curb your enthusiasm. You are the superstar.
Thank you so much, Swamiji, for sharing this and honoring yourself. And I really like it the way you address yourself, Swamiji.
It has to start with you. The appreciation. You asked me to put on these glasses of appreciation. I'm fully owning them. And now that we have Rick G wearing his cool glasses, I'll ask him to share. So I'm sure Rick G has some loving things to share about himself.
You are so beautiful to me. Yes, you are. I love everything about the way you treat me, the way you look at me, the way you hold me. You are so beautiful to me. I turned it into a song.
I love it.
You are beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Singer. You sing so well.
Well, they asked me to sing on tonight's Super Bowl, but I'm not for the NFL with what they've been doing with their players, so I declined. I respectfully declined. Thank you for that.
That's beautiful. Okay. So now please, everyone, give yourself a tight hug. And give yourself a massage also when you give yourself a tight hug for all the hard work and the qualities and the talents that you have. Now tell me one thing, can you do this every day when you wake up in the morning and go in front of a mirror and brush your teeth? Is it doable? Giving yourself a hug, thinking of one thing every day about yourself and giving yourself a hug? Because charity begins at home.
True.
दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद की जय करे. So, is it possible? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Yes.
So the picture that you are seeing here in front of your screen is school principals. They convene every year in Delhi, and I go and take a session with them. So there are about 30 school leaders who are hugging themselves and then taking this process for their students and teachers. All right, so this is which domain of your life? This could be which domain? These are day-to-day material things, material stuff, things, okay?
Cool.
Can you choose very quickly? Can each one of you please choose one material item that you use daily and that makes your life very easy? Again, please, I'm requesting to focus on one because we are in a session. When you start practicing this in your life, you can start choosing things from that class that you saw on that list. But right now, please choose one thing that you use daily. I think this step is not possible, so I'll skip this. But I would like somebody from the audience to share what they chose and why they chose. How do you benefit from this particular item that you have chosen of daily use, and what is the source of getting this item? Anyone from the audience, would you like to speak or type in the chat box?
I'll speak. I'd have to say the computer. I have a love-hate relationship with the computer. Not being a millennial and being on the other side of a baby boomer, I don't always understand the technology, but I do appreciate the fact that it connects me to the world, and I think that's a powerful thing. So each and every day, I put a little bit more time in to get more familiar with my friend, the computer.
Great. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Is anybody else also written in the chat box?
Yes, we have a few people here that wrote in the chat box. Swami mentioned his yoga mat. We have Samsung Galaxy S7 jogging shoes. We have Bhavana Mobile. Andrew chose a hair tie. And the jogging shoes person says it helps me keep fit. I also chose my laptop, and my laptop is a gift from my mother. So that double gratitude for having such a gift and being able to use such a gift, and the origin of such a gift is a blessing as well. So that's great. We have Candace saying blender. And yeah, so there's a couple of interesting things in the chat. If you want to ask anyone follow-up questions, I'd be happy to share.
Great, thank you for the sharing. Let me tell you, I do this session often in youth leadership programs in India. Youth, when they come for some fellowship programs or leadership programs, so as part of their induction, I take a couple of days doing some workshop with them. This is one of the workshop, and they are adults in the age, young adults in the age group of say 20 to 23 or 24. 80% of them make a mobile phone. Once we do the sharing, 80% of them. So we can make a guess from this group also that we have only maybe a couple of people who are in that age group for whom like a mobile phone is something they can't live without, or they value. So this is interesting. Another story I want to share, which is little like, I was a little pained when I heard that story. So I was doing this session with a group of teachers. And when we came to the sharing part, 4 people raised their hand to show the drawing, what they had made. They just tried to display it like this, in a circle, sitting in a circle, physical circle. So one of the teachers showed something, rest of them started laughing when they look at the drawing, what she had made. So I paused and I said, would you like to share what you made? I would like to see, and also tell why you made what you made. So what she had made was a Western style toilet seat, a commode she had made. And when she started describing why she made that, there were tears in my eyes. She said that only about 6 months back, I had enough money to get my toilet renovated and have a seat commode like this. And I have a daughter who is physically challenged, and I am somebody who manages her, who takes her to the loo and all that. And it used to be very difficult for me to handle my daughter in a floor and Indian style toilet. And I'm really grateful for this, because of this, my life has become very easy. And then I realized we take things so much for granted. And here is somebody, when given a chance to choose an item, material possession, she's making this. So that is the kind of impact this session has on people. They realize what all they have been given and how valuable such simple things can be in life. And because we don't need such things, so we just take it for granted. Okay, so we move to the next one. This is which category? I can see many mouth getting watered right now.
Yeah.
Filled with water.
Swami saying yum. Dakota mentioned also that she's grateful for water. And Dakota is also saying yes. Yes to the food. I am as well.
Yes. Okay, so we'll spend a minute doing a food meditation. And I'm sharing this with you because this is my daily practice. This is what I do every time there's a meal in front of me. So I'll share with you. So everybody, please listen to the sound of the bells and take a moment of pause, settle down, and close your eyes and follow my voice. So please close your eyes and think of a meal you ate recently, maybe yesterday or day before yesterday. Think of a vegetarian meal that you ate recently. Bring the image of that meal in front of your eyes. And now, as you look at the meal that was there in front of you that you had very recently, think of all the people who sowed the seeds and plowed the field for those vegetables, those grains to grow. Think of the people who watered the soil, nurtured the crop. Think of the people who harvested that crop. Think of those who packed it and lifted the heavy load. Think of all the drivers who transported it to your city. Think of the laborers who unloaded the packages. Now think of the staff at a grocery store who arranged the stuff, the food grains, the vegetables in the shelves and made it easy for you to quickly go and grab it. Think of the people who prepared the meal. It could be people in your family who prepared that meal for you, or it could be people in a restaurant who prepared the meal, or it could be you yourself who prepared the meal. Now think of the people who brought it to your table and served you the meal. Now please thank all these people and just make a sound as if you are having the first bite of that meal and savoring it, enjoying it. You may please open your eyes now. So how did the food taste? it is possible that you people have a daily prayer before you have your meals. And I will suggest, if you don't have one, please start doing this as your daily prayer. Bring the image of all the people in that food supply chain, right from people who are growing, helping it grow, to the people who are transporting it and bringing it to your table. And this can be done in a flash of a couple of seconds also. So that way you can express your gratitude to all these people who are strangers to you, yet they are the ones who are bringing the food to your table. Is it doable? Okay. Now, this is which category?
So before we move on, Vibha, I just want to make a comment because your last exercise was just so personal to me and so good for me.
Please go ahead.
So Jason and I, we work basically all day creating this wonderful, wonderful content to bring yoga and happiness to the world. But we take time to cook epic, epic meals, and they are, I'm boasting here, but they are very nice. You know, they are organic, the most delicious, most healthy food that can be on the planet. And when we sit down to eat, we take good 5 minutes just thanking everyone and anything we can think of that contributed to it. And then we just devour it, and it's just, this was just lightening up all those parts of the brain that have that association with the food and that good experience and all the friendships. So this was an amazing experience. So thank you for this. I just wanted to, thank you that. And I just want to tell everyone that just doing this primes your brain so much more. There's something to be said about anticipation of the food and the reward that you're going to have. And just putting that 5 minute, 2 minute between you and food and just taking time, the food is just automatically going to taste so much better. And not just mood making, literally, because the biochemistry of the brain will change in those 5 minutes. Also, digestion will be better because cephalic stage of food, which is, the digestion that it starts before you eat. So proven. And so that also has time to do that. So it's good. So thank you for that. We'll move on to next. Just got really excited.
I really appreciate, Swamiji, that you brought up this further information, scientific information and knowledge for all of us, that how it helps biologically also. So, and I'm self-inviting myself to a meal with you next time when I am in Baltimore.
Yes, please do. Please do. That would be so much fun.
Okay. Okay, so this is...
It's an open invitation to everybody on the call, by the way. Anytime you are going to be in an area near me, hands down, meal is on me. I'll buy everything. I'll cook everything. And I'll try to compete to make it best meal of your life so far.
Great. All right, so we move to the next category or next domain that all of us have in our lives. Any guesses for this one?
Nature.
Yes. And now allow me to boast that these are the pictures I have taken using my ordinary Samsung phone. And when I have visited these places, including Kailash Mansarovar and Gangotri and Rishikesh. Okay. So when was the last time you thanked for the running water in your tap? Jason, could you please read couple of responses for me?
Absolutely. We have a few people saying this evening. We have Alan saying every day. Swami saying earlier when he was using the restroom. I'll confess personally, I don't do this often enough. So, but we're all guilty of something. So,
I'm really glad to know that majority of the responses people have I have done it in last maybe 24 hours. So as recent as that, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I have not. I'm not.
I have to confess though that I started doing this particular thing after putting together this workshop, like collaboration and reading some of your thing, and you mentioned it. I was like, yeah, like I consider myself a grateful person, but I've never been thinking about being grateful for that. So let me start doing that. So it's a practice that I've started doing since we collaborated for this workshop. So thank you, Vibha.
And when was the last time you paused and thanked a tree for the oxygen it supplies? We admire beauty of a tree or whatever. We look at it, it's for the shade and okay. Any responses from the other participants?
We have one saying very rarely, and someone said they recently got an aloe plant for oxygen in their room. Someone says they haven't done it in a while. Swamiji says not often enough. Andrew says he's thanked the aloe plant a few times. I know every time I go for a walk, I notice the trees, especially on Long Island, because without them, I think there would be disaster here. So I thank the trees often. Anytime I go outside, it's like an active of noticing them. But yeah, so that's me.
Okay, thank
Dakota
you.
says that she thanks the trees a lot. And then someone says they think they're indoor plants, but maybe not their trees as much.
Great. Okay, so again, for the purpose of this exercise, think of things you receive from nature, various sources, rivers, mountains, forests, trees, sun, moon, stars, ocean, earth, and so many other things. And now I invite you to please get up from your chairs or wherever you are sitting and mindfully walk, take 100 steps in your space wherever you are. It will take about 2 minutes and I will ring the bells when the time is up. So don't worry to count, just take gradual steps like this, quietly thinking and thanking various sources, what all we get from nature. And once you hear the bells, you may please come back to your seats and we will resume this further steps. So welcome back to our collective circle. Do you see the same plant in the image here that I'm showing? So this is a plant somebody brought for my session 2 weeks back in the US, in Wenatchee. And I had kept it in the circle. And when we did this activity, this participant got up and he just kissed the plant like this. He was so moved by this activity. And this, I mean, I brought this plant because I had very beautiful memories. So I managed to get it on the flight and brought it with me, and this is intact. So is it possible for you to pause when you are walking or you are going anywhere and you see some trees and plants? Just do a little shake hand and say hello to plants, like the way you see in this image here. Because as you must have read when you registered that gratitude is also a practice of pause. So we are in our daily rush, and once you start feeling gratitude and expressing gratitude, you tend to pause. So automatically you become mindful, and it helps you being more in the present and enjoying what is there in your surroundings and appreciating the beauty and benefits of all the things that we are given. Okay, this is which category?
This is the category of animals.
Yes, animal. I'm sure you all must have watched the channel, Animal Kingdom. Okay, and the image that you see on the right corner is again one of my workshops during my recent trip to the US. This fellow, Miley, he sat through the session for 3 hours. This dog. He was so immersed and he was so much in joy. And I think this is the best testimonial I have. The owners of this dog, they were so happy that he said, oh, he has never been so calm and quiet, and he's really feeling grateful and he's having the joy of gratitude. He sat through the circle for about 3 hours there. Okay. So everybody please choose one animal. It could be your favorite, it could be a pet you had when you were a child, or it is a pet that you have right now in your life at this stage. So what are some of the animals, Jason, that are coming in responses?
We have Dakota saying the birds and the bunnies. Joyta says Simba, her Shih Tzu. Swami says there's a bull and cows and monkeys. And I know there's a cat as well that I have an affinity towards, Nimby.
Okay, so now I want the person who wrote monkey and the person who wrote bird. I don't know the names because I can't see anything on my chat.
So please. Dakota wrote birds and Swami wrote monkeys.
Okay, so please put them on video, and I want them to behave like one. They have to.
Okay, we're gonna start with Swamiji. Swamiji is gonna start his video again, and he's gonna behave like a monkey.
Yes. So I think I already behave like monkeys. I actually wrote like a scholarship letter to my school saying that, what I learned from monkeys and how I, follow that in my life. So I grew up in India around macaques. And one thing I learned from these guys, no matter what happens in life, you never get down upon life. The worst weather, the worst thing, people can be bad to them, beat them up, and they spring right back up and get back to their shenanigans, play fighting, stealing things, enjoying life. And it's not like they don't get mad. They get mad. They also are very ambitious. They try to steal or get whatever they can. But at the end of it, it always comes back to just having fun. So I have modeled that in my life. Like I have things and tasks I want to achieve, but the rest of the day, I'm really, when I say I monk around, I picked that from monkeys. They monkey around and I monk around. So, so I am a monkey. I am monkeying around. And then I mentioned my bull. I had a, now that we're talking about pets, I'm just going to bring them up because I had this, one of my favorite pet. He was a bull. His name was Mangal, which means Mars. And he had this Martian color to him. It was very orange, like iris type of hair on him. And one of my best friend, very powerful. And, he was born much later than me. So when he was a little kid, I'll be just like tussling around. Before I knew he grew so big and strong, but I'll still try to tussle and he will always win. But we became good friends. We'll go on walks in India, and if anybody gave me a hard time, he will chase them away. So, yeah.
That's interesting. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That was so.
So,
Okay.
Jason, why don't you talk about NIMBY or cat a little bit, so as the be the cat for us? Come on. Now that we are having fun, let's have a little bit fun.
Well, NIMBY is a special cat, I think, because NIMBY specifically is he's my girlfriend's cat, and he's so gentle and kind, and just loves. He's kind of like a mush, likes affection. So we would go on walks, and NIMBY would follow us on the walks, but rather than like walk next to us or anything like that, what he would do is he would walk like in between our feet, so we couldn't really walk, and then he'd like walk it like precariously enough close to us, and then fall in front of us because he wanted so much attention from us. So this is the characteristic of NIMBY, and I think he's just a special, loving cat who just does. He has a warm spot in my heart because he needs it, and it's good for him and it's good for me. So, so NIMBY is just a loving cat.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you all for this sharing and acting. Okay. This could be which category of people in our lives?
A family, perhaps?
It's family. Yep. Family. Okay. So I'm just sharing this here for like guidance, and I think people can do this later because I'm going to do a little fast forward because I'm also looking at the clock so that we cover the entire content. So I'm not requesting people to do the activity here, but just please pay attention to what the image says here. And I think this is one category of people we take most for granted. So it is important that we start expressing the way it could be any way. I'm not saying we have to say thank you or we have to say I'm grateful. It could be any gesture to express appreciation and gratitude towards our family members. Okay, this is which category of people?
Teachers, perhaps?
Yes. So I'm putting this as mentors are caring persons, and within this, it's all like it could be teacher or a colleague or a supervisor or a friend. So please recall a situation when a caring person or a mentor, teacher, boss, friend, and or a living angel believed in you and supported you. It's about their belief in you and support. It could be just a couple of sentences or a pat on your back, or it could be something big. Don't worry if it was a small or big, but when you felt supported by somebody from one of these categories of people in your lives. And once you have thought about it, once you have chosen your person, I would like, again, I'll invite somebody from the audience to share their experience. What was this story? What do you recollect? What he or she did that impacted you in a significant manner?
I can share that my family, for sure. And in terms of caring people, my mother is a blessing to my life. And I'm one of 4 children, and she gives us such great support and believes in us completely as a family. And I know for me, that means a tremendous amount, especially when I'm pursuing my dreams. So I don't know if this was directly toward, for this is not exactly, it's family, but when you say caring person or mentor, she's definitely an important person in my life. So.
I really appreciate that you shared, because I merged the two, both the categories. So family members and caring people. So absolutely fine. And thank you for sharing about your mom.
Yeah, and I'd also like to share that another supporting mentor and caring person in my life is actually Swami Brahmananda, right here on the call. He's my teacher in yoga and has been such a support for me on my personal journey, developing my, the guru within, and helping me to kind of create yoga in my life. And I'm really thankful and grateful for Swami as a person. Just being just knowing him is a blessing, and loving him is a blessing as well, because no matter what happens, I feel as though I grow as an individual and my heart opens even more deeply. And it's just an absolute blessing to be able to work with him and to know him and to be a student of his. So he's here, and I hope I didn't embarrass him, but I felt like it was needed to share. So thank you, Swamiji, for being my teacher and being, if not one of the most important mentor in my life. So thank you.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
I would like to say that also Swamiji has been he's been my supporter. I met him about, gosh, how many years ago? 5 now. And, I was in my 50s and thinking that I was too, old and too, everything hurt. I stopped doing a lot of my yoga practice, and he came into my life and he says, "Now let's get going." And he got me up and running. And now I'm 60 and I feel younger than I ever have, and I'm doing more yoga than I ever did, and all my pain is gone. And he just keeps reinforcing me that I'm not too old, I'm not done, and I still have more in me. So thank you, Swamiji.
Beautiful, beautiful sharing. So authentic, spontaneous.
And I will also share, because I feel like all glory to masters and teachers in the tradition. I know what, now with the blessings, there's so much more deeper understanding of God, but the first, interaction, I think, or experience of God for me in life has been through my teachers. From the very early age, from my mom, from my dad, my grandfather, and they all were yogis, so they all were, my family members, but also my teachers. And then my masters in Himalayas. And sometimes I think and sit down like, what must have I done to deserve all this? Because all I can think of just another kid who just got lucky. And from everything, from, the level of physiological health, energy, to knowledge, ability to teach, everything I have is given. And the gratitude is so deep that literally I feel a real sense of responsibility and duty to continue and spend the rest of my life being that for others, being that channel of this knowledge for others. So, since we are mentioning gratitude towards our mentors, I want to tell you guys that, like, putting aside my own personal little personality and just surrendering myself to my masters has been one of the biggest gifts. And yeah, I'm forever grateful. So thank you to all the masters and all the traditions.
Profound. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. And thank you, Vibha, for bringing it up.
Actually, I would also like to take a moment and share in this category, especially putting that person in the category of caring person. And this is related to what we are doing today. So last month I was in the US, and exactly a month before, I think 28th till 1st, I was with Sanjanti, who used to be my boss when I was working with Johns Hopkins University about 10 years back. And I sent her a mail that I am coming and I have this window and I would like to meet up with you. And I also shared with her about my work, requesting her if she would like to connect me with people who would like to host my workshop. So I am really grateful to her because she saw value in my work. And despite her very busy schedule, she was changing house and shifting and all that stress that she had to undergo. She took out time. She wrote a mail to you. And when you came out from the cave, wherever you are, you replied to that mail, and here we are doing a session. It just happened in last 2 weeks. So I'm really grateful to Sanjanti for being that caring person and supporting me, because the way she has supported me through this, I'm sure this can take another form if we continue collaborating and offering such sessions. So this can go to another level throughout the globe. So really grateful to Sanjanti and you all for making it possible. Okay. I think I'll skip this also because this is meditation. This will take about 5 minutes. So again, please close your eyes. So now this category you all know. This is very visible and easy to decipher. This is for about gratitude towards our bodies. And before I begin this guided instructions, I want you to pause and think about this question. When do you normally pay attention to your body? And when do you talk about your body? When do you pay attention to your body and when do you talk about your body? So please keep these questions in mind. I will take the responses once I'm done with the guided meditation. So please sit comfortably on your chair or wherever you are sitting and close your eyes and follow my voice. So as you sit comfortably on the chair, keep your both feet on the floor or ground, wherever you are sitting. And imagine that from the roots, from your soles of your feet, roots are coming out. Just like trees and plants have roots, same way, roots are coming out from your soles. And they are crossing the crust of the floor of your room and going deep down into the earth, connecting with the core of the earth. And now you are drawing energy of the Mother Earth. You are anchored. Feel your thighs on the chair, your back leaning on the back of the chair. Bring your hands together and rest them in your lap. Gently move your attention to your heels, toes, feet, legs, and knees. They are your main form of transportation in daily life. Think about all the things you use your legs for: walking, climbing up, driving, running. Feel grateful towards your legs, knees, and feet. Move your attention to your belly area. Now think about your life-sustaining organs, which are continuously filtering, cleaning, renewing everything in your body automatically without you even having to think about it. Express your gratitude towards these internal organs. Gently move your attention to your heart. Yes, it is your heart that is pumping blood to every system in your body. Now please take one of your hands and put it on your heart. Feel and listen to the heartbeat and give a smile to your heart. And as you give a smile to your heart, say a mental hello to your heart. And as you say hello to your heart, express your gratitude towards your heart. Now think about your arms and hands and all the things you pick up and hold in a day using your arms and hands. Your hands are the major tools of your life. You use them for eating, for driving cars, for writing, using computer. So many things you use your hands for. Please express your gratitude towards your hands and arms. Gently take your attention to your fingertips. Rub and feel your fingertips. Your fingertips help you touch and feel. Feel grateful for this sense. Now move your attention to your shoulders and neck area and think of all the weight and load that this body part carries while you are awake. Thank your shoulders and neck for carrying all the weight, for carrying all the load as you walk around, as you sit throughout the day. Now pay attention to your face. Your face has 4 sense organs. Your tongue lets you taste food. Your nose enables you to experience the beautiful fragrance of flowers, perfumes, deos, and the smell of earth after rain. Think about the miracle of your eyes, which enable you to see the faces of your loved ones, read books, read newspapers, read things on a laptop, computer, watch television, and see the beauty of nature. Express your gratitude towards your eyes. Think about your ears, which enable you to hear on phone, hear music, hear your loved one talks, and right now enable you to listen, hear my voice also. Feel grateful towards these sense organs. Now gently shift your attention to your head, your brain, which processes over 1 million messages in a second. Express your gratitude towards your brain's capacity to retain data, to memorize things, and to process so much of data in a second. Now think about the trillions of cells working 24/7 for your health, for your body, and for your life. and express your thanks to your trillions of cells. Now follow the sound of my bells and breathe deeply, inflating your abdomen like a balloon and exhaling deeply. And when I stop ringing the bells, you may please open your eyes. So, did any body part speak to you when you were talking to your body parts? That is one. The other is that can you do this as a daily practice? You know, I just help you scan through your body in 2.5 minutes. And you can begin from your toes and go up to your head and very quickly do this. It's about paying attention to your various body parts who are serving you, who are working so hard for you. So I would like to hear from other participants. Is it possible? Would you like to do this as a daily practice? Gratitude towards your various body parts? Because normally when we talk about our bodies, when something is not working well. So suppose I have a stomach ache, I will go around and tell people that my stomach is hurting, my stomach is hurting, my stomach is hurting. So if my knees are working fine, I won't go around and tell that my knees are working fine and I'm able to walk properly. So we are constantly doing negative talk about our body, which is not healthy. Okay, so now I'm suggesting you a practice so that you can strengthen your gratitude practice and all the hopes that you had mentioned at the beginning of this session become part of your daily life, not only during this session, but later also. And I have used this practice in my personal life and I have gained immensely, I have benefited immensely, and that is why I'm recommending this. And this practice is about charging your own battery. It's quite possible that you people have a daily practice. It could be meditation, it could be walking, it could be some kind of yogic exercises. In addition to that, you could add this simple practice also. And I'll very quickly tell you what this practice is all about. It's about writing a gratitude journal. And what happens when you write, you convert your thoughts to words. And the moment you convert thoughts into language, any language, it deepens their impact on brain. So for journaling, I recommend you please choose 5 good experiences from a day. When I say good experiences, I mean positive experiences. So in a day of say 24 hours, it is possible that there were 4 things that went wrong with you. You had a flat tire, you missed an appointment with your whatever client, or there could be so many things that did not go well. But there were many things that went well. So I want to focus on those things that went well and choose 5 such experiences from a day. It could be related to the various domains that we talked about here as part of this session. And if you do this for 21 days, this will help you in focusing on what is happening well and help you create neuropathways. A little bit, some tips about how to write the journal. So when you choose these experiences and write about these, begin your sentence with these positive words. And these are just examples. You can choose your own words in your own language. And once you write that first sentence, write another sentence describing the benefit gain and what was the source of that experience. Suppose I write that, oh, it was nice to see a beautiful sunrise. So in this case, the benefit is that I had a good visual, plus I could also soak some vitamin D. I could get some warmth from the sun that I saw in the morning today. And the source is sun. So that is how you can write 2 sentences when you write your journal. This is a journal done by an 8-year-old little one. She started drawing, and after a few months, she started writing also. And I'm showing you my journal. So I advise and highly recommend, don't buy any fancy diaries. Buy something like this, 5 rupee or 10 rupee or just few cents. Because if you buy a fancy diary, somebody else will take it from you. Or they will be tempted to open and see. So take something which is very cheap, something like this, and also which is handy. Like this is one of my journals that I completed last month. This is another one that I have recently started using. So just write like this. And you can carry this in your wallet. Men and women both can keep it easily in their pockets or purses or wallets, so that you don't make an excuse ki, oh, I did not have my journal, it was not handy, so I forgot to write. So please take this very simple, basic notebook. Oh, you have one. That's nice. It really helps. And if you begin, I'm summarizing the domains that we discussed. I skipped a couple of domains today because we were running against time. But I'm just summarizing the various domains that you can choose from. So body and health. And you would notice that within each of these domains, there are sub items. So suppose you choose something from your body. So one day you could write about heart, the other day it could be knee, it could be eyes or ears. So there is no dearth of things or items to choose from, even within these various domains. Same way for family, mother, father, siblings, children, spouses, spouse. So please start wearing glasses of gratitude and look at what is happening well in your life. This is what you did right now, just now with me in the last 45 minutes or so. You became a detective and you started detecting in your own life some of the things which are available to you as blessings. These are the benefits. There was a study done by University of California, Berkeley, UCB. They had a sample of 3,000 people, age group 8 to 80 years, who wrote journal for 3 weeks, which is 21 days. And the physical benefits were reported, documented. Stronger immune system, less bothered by aches and pains, lower blood pressure, exercise more and take better care of health, sleep longer and feel more refreshed upon waking. So many benefits. You don't have to take allopathic medicines for these things. You can just start writing gratitude journal and you will start seeing benefits. Psychological benefits, higher level of positive emotions, more alert, alive and awake, more joy and pleasure, more optimism and happiness. And social benefits, more helpful, generous and compassionate, more forgiving, more outgoing, feel less lonely and isolated. Then there are separate studies done on children, because they say the earlier you start practicing this, the more easy it is, the easier it is for you to adopt this kind of a practice. And so evidence for children that children who practice grateful thinking have positive emotions, better physical well-being, feel more connected and satisfied with school and life in general. And gratitude promotes in place of greed sharing, in place of oppression respect, and in place of violence please. Just, I want you to pause and focus on the last 3 bullets. Don't we all want a society or a family or a neighborhood like this? Everybody wants this, sharing respect and peace. And here is a simple practice that can help us in our own lives. And if we start sharing this with others, this can benefit so many people and all of us together, society at large. So just like yoga studio, gym studio, we can have a gratitude studio where you can go and develop a new muscle of gratitude, of gratefulness. So I will quickly run through this. Once I started practicing gratitude, which was about 5 years back, consciously, and saw immense benefit. And over the years, as I started offering my Joy of Gratitude workshop to different kind of audience, from teachers to medical doctors to army people to families, so all kinds of audience, to young adults, to children, I started developing perspective around it, that what all is there in this. And then I also started researching this, and I was at Berkeley 2 years back where I was invited to present this work, where I learned about all the profound research that they are doing in this field, neuroscience research that they are doing, which I quoted only a little bit here. So I'll share those 3 perspectives with you. You can choose whichever perspective you align with. You may choose to disagree also, but I'm sharing my perspective around this whole power of gratitude and joy of gratitude. So one is energy perspective, second is neuroscience perspective, third is life skills and values perspective. So I'll talk about the neuroscience perspective first. So noticing what one is grateful for activates certain neural circuits and pathways. And the more one stimulates these neural pathways, the stronger and more automatic they become. This is very basic neuroscience, oversimplified version of neuroscience, how it impacts our brains. If you are constantly looking at the problems, the neural pathway of negative thinking are becoming stronger. Like we say, Hebb's law, neurons that fire together, wire together. A little bit of research again. People who express gratitude feel 25% happier. Study done by Dr. Robert Emmons, University of California. And when we are happy, the neurotransmitter dopamine is released in the brain. And this is a transmitter that improves our overall sense of well-being and increases our capacity to learn, be more creative, and increases our overall sense of vibrancy. Now, can you relate this with the image that I had shared with you at the very beginning of this session? The image on the right-hand side of face and the kind of responses you all gave for the expression of that you notice in that image. It was happiness, joy, vibrancy, alive. So all that happens. And the neuroscience also says that this is how it impacts our brain. Now, energy and vibration perspective. So can anybody tell me, what do you see here on this image?
You see ripples?
Yes, ripples. So what is causing those ripples?
It's a mystery. You tell us, Vibha, what is causing those ripples?
Only Swami can say that.
Go ahead, tell us, Vibha, what is causing these ripples? I'm curious now.
The pebble that is thrown and that you see at the center, and that is causing some vibrations and ripples. It's very basic. We all have done this in our childhood. Sitting next to a water body, sitting next to a pond, we'll just throw a pebble or even in buckets, and it will create some kinds of vibrations and ripples. Now I'm trying to relate this with something. So what happens? Every thought or feeling or word that we utter is like throwing a pebble into our own system. And the moment it creates some vibrations, these vibrations are sensed by water. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this study by Dr. Emoto from Japan. He has studied water. And if you notice the two images, the image on the left side, so he took water from Fujiwara Dam, and the image that he saw under microscope of water, the left-hand side image, which is kind of very muddy and dirty looking image, that is before offering prayer. And the image that you see on the right-hand side of your screen is same water after offering prayers to water, and then he froze that water and looked at it under the microscope. Now I'm showing you another image and I will try to make the connection. So water has memory. His experiment proves that water has memory and water senses vibrations. Again, he took some water, he used the words, thank you. You see the image, beautiful image, like a beautiful crystal on the left, and on extreme right, when he used the words like love and appreciation, beautiful crystal. Whereas when he said, oh, you make me sick, I am going to kill you, I hate you, you are bad. The kind of water crystal that was formed was right in front of you at the middle of these two images. Very ugly looking image. Now, I say we are nothing but cucumbers as human beings. So do you all agree with this or not? Because almost 70% of our body is made of water. Now imagine, again drawing a corollary from throwing a pebble into water, same way when we are thinking or uttering a word, we are throwing pebbles in our water, 70% of our system. And what kind of crystals will be formed? If you are using words of appreciation or feelings of gratefulness, it will make beautiful water crystal structure. And what will happen if I'm using words of hate, dislike, anger, abuse? Very ugly kind of water crystal will be formed. Little more on this. So there are people who have instruments, they have measured vibrations of various emotions. I'm not going into detail of that. That also relates to human chakra system. And if you look at the figure on the right hand side, like a pyramid kind of a figure, graph, the emotion of gratitude is very high on the scale, whereas emotion of shame, guilt, anger, hate are lower level emotions, which are represented here by red and orange colors at the bottom of the pyramid. So as I look at emotions and energy, all emotions are energy in motion. And there are some emotions that pull your energy down, which are negative emotions normally. Emotions of fear, jealousy, hatred, all such emotions are negative emotions. And the emotions that uplift our energy are positive emotions, which are emotions of appreciation, love, compassion. These are all positive emotions, which are shown high up on this scale. So now having done a little bit of practice of gratitude as part of this session today. What do you think? How does the emotion of gratefulness feel in your body? If you take a moment and relive what we did through those detective activity, how are you feeling in your body in terms of emotion of gratitude? Was it an uplifting emotion, uplifting your energy, or it was pulling your energy down, lowering your energy?
Very uplifting.
Yeah, uplifting for me too. And Joetta and Samsung also say uplifting. Samsung, I guess, humorously says, charged my batteries.
So this is the last one, the life skills and values perspective. In the US, this is in the domain of social emotional learning. In India, it is under the domain of life skills. And there are 10 core life skills identified by the World Health Organization. And I was part of this curriculum framework about 12 years back when I was part of the UN system. We trained some teachers on these life skills. And gratitude contributes to 5 out of these 10 life skills. And I'll just read out to you which are those 5 life skills. Self-awareness. You become better aware of your own self once you start feeling and practicing gratitude. Creative thinking, effective communication, interpersonal relationships, and coping with stress. So these are the 5 core life skills which you can enhance and further develop if you start practicing gratitude and also expressing gratitude, or even writing in your journal. According to me, gratitude is education of heart, attention, and peace. The other day, I was watching some program of His Holiness Dalai Lama, and he was saying that it is the time that we need to educate heart. That enough has been done to educate minds. We need education of heart. And I very proudly say that this gratitude is education of heart. And I would like to hear from you people now or later that how do you see this as an education for heart or peace? Last year, I was invited in Kabul for a South Asia forum where I talked about gratitude in the context of peace. So the sages or people like His Holiness who talk about peace and heart, here's a tool which can be used or a practice that can be adopted to convert that into a how. So they are talking of what needs to be done, and we are offering them a solution or one of the solutions to reach out to people's heart or to help them practice peace through this very, very simple thing in our day-to-day life. Blocks toxic emotions like envy, resentment, and regret. Okay, so very quickly, this is a rapid fire round, boys and girls. Give me quick responses. If you agree, say yes. If you disagree, say no. In very little time, you can practice gratitude. Like a couple of practices, body scanning, gratitude towards nature, food. You did that today only. It is all in one kind of a tool for well-being. Social, emotional, physical health. Improves emotional intelligence, EQ. It's fun to do and easy way to de-stress. You can role model the values of humility and authenticity by practicing gratitude. I want your attention on this bullet for a moment. See, there is a difference between thank you, dhanyavad, shukriya, and gratitude, being grateful. Gratitude is something that you feel within. It cannot be superficial. Like thank you, we just say in default mode. Somebody opens the door, we just say thank you without even looking at the person or saying something more to that person. No, that is, we just say that as part of culture or whatever. But the moment you think of being grateful or expressing gratitude, you go deeper. You are thinking of the benefit, the source, how you gained, what you gained from this. It's about the whole experience. That makes it very authentic. So you cannot be anything but authentic when you are being grateful. So it's a great way to model this value of authenticity and also humility. Because unhealthy ego is completely sidetracked when you are being grateful. You are humble and you are appreciating others. Like the way we saw Swamiji appreciating so many things here, Jason appreciating. So, it brings humility, improves interpersonal relationships, and it's win-win for all and does not do any harm. Tell me, will there be any side effects of gratitude like some of the allopathic medicines that we take?
No, I think no. Maybe the side effect will make even more tastier meals that I don't think are possible. But with more gratitude, I feel like good things will certainly happen all around the life. And you explained it with the science that's what's going to happen. So yeah, I think all the positive side effects. Yes.
And personally, I have been practicing it for the last almost 5 years. And people who have taken the workshop, they come back to me, report. Sometimes I have a formal group to continue the process. Those who want to join, nobody has reported any side effect till now. So, with that experience and my own example of my health and well-being, I can say that it has not done any harm or damage to me. Okay. How many seconds do you see here on the slide? And only Swami gets that many seconds and Vibha get that many seconds? Or everyone sitting here in this circle gets 86,400 seconds? Everyone gets? Or only privileged people get?
We all get this.
We all get. Is there somebody who said they don't get? Jason, please report to me. I would like to have in-depth conversation.
Joyita says everyone. Samsung says everyone. I say everyone. Swami says everyone.
No,
And himself. He wants. He says that only he does.
And I hope my math is correct here. I was not very good at maths. So I think I have done my calculations right.
I verified it. So, so it is correct.
Jason is very good with numbers. So.
And how many it will take for you to feel or to express or even to write in your journal? Give me a range of minimum and maximum in minutes.
I mean, less than a minute if you are in a rush. I like to sit down and take my time with it, but less than a minute can be done. But I think, why do less than a minute if you can do more? Because it's one of the most joyful experience you can have. So I will put as many of these minutes towards the practice of gratitude as possible, or as many of these seconds.
Yeah, very well said, Swamiji. And those who have time crunch, who are in the business of being busy, as I shared in the beginning, so those of us who are in that business, for them it will take maximum a minute. So 60 seconds out of 86,400 seconds. It's just a minuscule. Okay, so
I think Joyita ji gives a more relatable answer, I think, for most people. She said minimum 5 minutes, maximum 20 minutes. And I agree with Joyita ji's insights that,
Yeah, I agree, because for me, in case of writing a journal, it has taken me about 6 to 7 minutes or 10 minutes maximum.
Yeah.
And what happened when I started writing, my list goes on from 5 to 20. So it's like endless, and that gives me lots of joy. And sometimes when I'm in my low spirits, I will just go through my previous pages, and there's so much. It's like abundance. So it's a powerful way to keep a track and keep nourishing your own self with all that we are giving in our lives. So this is my gratitude slide to the various sources and people. First and foremost, my upbringing, my family values, my parents who are there in this picture, and my upbringing as part of Indian culture. And Project Happiness, I was telling you, Swamiji, about this, which I have been implementing through my NGO. I got a piece from this and then decided to offer a full-fledged workshop. I quote research from UCB, and that comes very handy because it's very good research with regard to neuroscience of gratitude. Philanthropic Quest, I am part of this global organization as part of leadership work. And that is where I learned about looking at things with an eye of appreciation for the first time way back in 2004. And that sowed a seed in me that this is something that I should expand as my work. And I follow Advaita Yoga as part of my practice. So my learnings from that also, because there also Dr. Shivananji puts lots of emphasis on power of being grateful and the whole energy and vibration aspect of it. So I think I was telling Jason last time when we spoke, and I was telling you also, Swamiji, about my upcoming Pan-India road trip. I have been taking mini road trips right now, which are called Shukriya Safar. That's a name in Hindi and Urdu. So I do random acts of kindness as part of that road trip. And I offset my carbon footprint by planting saplings wherever I do these gratitude joy shops. And these are offered in my currency of trust, because I am doing a surrender and trust experiment in my life right now. And in fact, that worked very well in the US also, though I was not driving in my car, but minus my car, everything else was on the same pattern the last month when I was in the US. And so whatever contribution and offerings are given in the currency of trust, those go to my NGO to do some philanthropic work that I do here in India, and also supporting my travel or my fuel that I put in my car. My trust is that I inhabit a universe that is friendly. So I'm just in complete surrender to that universe. And it has worked wonders. I'm writing about it. I'm capturing these little stories which have come out of this surrender experiment. Amazing. And that is why I was telling you, Swamiji, in the beginning, that I don't know where I will have my next meal. It is as that kind of surrender. And I also go to the extent sometimes that if tomorrow I don't get a meal, that is completely fine, because there are 1 billion people who go hungry to bed every night on this planet. So if one day Vibha also has to sleep hungry, not a big deal. She had a good meal by attending Swami's birthday party.
Yes.
Already. He's well.
Please, everyone, make good food, good meals, and all the meals are on me. So,
so that is the kind of surrender I am living with. And it's really joyful. So in addition to joy of gratitude, there is joy in surrendering to the larger forces and divine. So these are some pictures of the children. We give them stationery and pencils through this is one of these NGOs that we support through my work.
we love you, Vibhaji, and we love peace. So certainly, thank you for sharing all your wisdom and this gratitude.
So I would love to take some questions. If people are, especially people from India, if they are awake, they would like to raise any questions, and friends from the US, you have your day ahead. But if you would like to stay back for 5 more minutes and share any questions and things that you would like to clarify or know more. Also thinking about your hopes and fears.
Vibha, thank you for sharing this. And you put the trust in the universe, you share the joy of gratitude. Now, how can people here in the club support your journey and help bring more joy in your life? So I know that you charge in the currency of trust, but what will be the best way to show our appreciation and gratitude to you?
So that is just one of the ways. I think what you did today is a huge support. It's really big support. And if we can, again, we can talk later and we can systematically plan some such workshops, as part of our routine or calendar. I think that will be a huge support.
Perfect. All right. Also, just to I know that Vibha is very giving and very generous, and I think it will be a good idea for us to support her in a spirit, send our love and joy, and to support her causes. And also, finances are a reality of the world, and financial contributions also help. It can help. I think her organization and the work she's doing, more people can experience the joy of gratitude. So, Jason, do we have a link ready, or are we going to put a link or send a link later?
You can mute yourself real quick, Swami.
Okay.
And yeah, so Vibha does not have a PayPal link set up for donations or anything like that. But I'm going to coach her after the call to get that set up, and then I'll send it out for anyone who wants to give from their heart and offer support to Vibha. So we're going to get that set up, and then we'll send it out to you guys. I also want to encourage Vibha, do you mind typing in the chat any kind of website or organization or your email if they'd want to get closer to you, if you're comfortable sharing that? Just share that in the chat, and anyone who's interested, they can connect with you on a deeper level.
Yes, I will do that, Jason. I just wanted to add a couple of more things in terms of support. One is that anybody who saw value in this session, you are please free to host this session either online or by inviting me here in India in different places or in Delhi. I'll be happy to come and offer this session as a gift to your team of people. The second is that the road trip that I talked about, when I did these sessions in the US last month, there were some people who showed interest. They said they would like to join me on this road trip. So that I will announce that properly in terms of my itinerary and all. That will begin in September, and that will be for 4 months, covering length and breadth of India. And I'm taking people on board for maximum 2 weeks. So anybody who wants to travel from the US or any part of India as part of this adventure and spreading joy of gratitude, you are more than welcome. And I'll share details with you so you can inform me about your interest, and I'll work out logistically how it will unfold for you. And that is going to be a great adventure for all of us. So Jason, just to respond to what you said, this slide has my website and my Facebook page, my email.
Great. So this is beautiful. So they can connect with you on Facebook.
Yes.
They could go to your website at gcspace.org, the Genuine Contact Space. They could also email you directly, vibha100@yahoo.com, and reach out to you. And that's your cell phone number?
Yes, that's
all
right.
Well, great. So I just want to make it clear that they can connect with you. And thank you so much for this workshop. We really absolutely appreciate it.
Also, just to add one last thing, I also have a page that is exclusively for those who have been part of such workshop, gratitude workshop. The page is called Grateful Participants. And it's a close group of people who have been part of the workshop. On that page, I keep sharing once in a week or 10 days, something related to some study or article or somebody's experience around these practices. So those of you who are willing to join that group, I will add you on that Facebook group also.
So
if you wish to.
that's in Facebook.
That's Facebook page called Grateful Participants.
Okay, is that Graceful Participants one word? Can they search that in Google?
Yes, 2 words, Grateful Participants.
And they can search that inside of Facebook.
Yes, yeah. But that is only for those who have attended any such session, not for general open public.
Understood. Yes. So everyone here can
yes
join
is
that.
eligible to be part
Great.
of that.
Excellent.
If they choose to do so. So thank you so much, Jason, for all your support, for guiding me to use Zoom for the first time. This was my first online workshop. I really appreciate Swamiji and the team with work with Jason to make this happen. And I'm really grateful to all the participants for showing up, for participating, registering enthusiastically, engaging through chat and through their voice also. I had a great time being with all of you. I request now Swamiji to share something about the work that he does, the powerful work that he's doing and offering to the world. Over to you, Swamiji.
Vibhaji, thank you so much. I knew that this was going to be, joyful experience, but I didn't know it's going to be this deep. So thank you. My heart feels open. I had fun. I think, I liked all the exercises that were there. So I'm grateful for your expertise and for you to taking us into this journey. Thank you. I would love for all of us to give you one of the most precious gifts that as yogis we can give you. And that is our positive energy, our intentions, our love and prayers. So I would invite everyone to go ahead and take a minute and just kind of close their eyes, bring the attention to this present moment. Just rest in this present moment. Let's open our hearts and allow the deepest vibrations of gratitude, joy, and love to emerge from our heart. And as we breathe in and breathe out with every breath, just send this positive, warm vibration, warm energy of love and gratitude to our friend Vibha, or sharing the joy of gratitude with us. Om. Thank you, Vibha, and thank you, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and do a prayer right now. We'll do this prayer, and then we'll go ahead and have a great Sunday. Okay? So let's go ahead. Straighten yourself up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And now just join your hands in prayer. And I'll say the prayer, just witness. Just be a witness. Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pustivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandhanan Mrityormukchiyamamritat Om Haum Om Jum Sah Vyam Veda Vyasaya Namah Sahajum Om Asito Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms together and bless yourself.